Hey, friends. Thanks for joining me today in this intimate episode of 100 Days of Making Comics. I'm on day 14 of my comic little adventure. 2 weeks down. That feels pretty good. I laid out my entire comic book. It looks a little something like that. Page 1 through 95, and it actually takes me right to the very end of the book that I have, which is pretty cool. I was sweating bullets because I broke it down scene by scene, and I got to that last scene and I almost felt like, oh, I don't have enough space. But I think it's going to work out pretty well. What I wanted to talk about today, I don't really have a good segue for. Not that I am good at segues, but um, I've, I've been following this singer-songwriter, Maui Zafra, on YouTube for a while, and she just started her own 100-day challenge where she does one song a day. A pretty crazy challenge. I'm not a musician, but it sounds like a lot of work. uh, I really thought her first, well, all of her vlogs are pretty awesome, but her first vlog has really got me thinking the last couple days. She was so genuine and frank about the inspirations that she has on a daily basis on that first vlog. Um, it just kind of blew my mind. All those important, heartfelt emotions are the ones that I bottle up deep inside. And they're the emotions that I want to communicate, especially in my comic book. But I got to thinking, and it's probably, it'd probably be a good thing for me to try to communicate those emotions more often than just like the one and only and important time that I feel like in my comic book. Uh, and especially when I'm trying to do it kind of vague there, so it's not super preachy or anything like that. Not that I want to preach at all. I mean, that's a bad idea. But um, she really got me thinking, and I decided, well, why don't I start that uh, with my 100 days? With these videos. I don't know if it's an interesting thing for you guys to watch, but it's probably going to be, beneficial for me. So I want to introduce myself because I haven't really formally done that. And I want to go over the inspirations that I have for my comic book. Um, what really drives me. I'm Clayton Van Leeuwen. I'm 34 years old and I'm born and raised here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Um, Fun fact, I now live in the house right next door to the house that I grew up in. Kind of weird, but it's really great. So I still live in the neighborhood that I grew up in. Um, I'm the father of two awesome kids, Dexter, who's 4, and Cora, who's 2, and they're a handful. My wife, Melissa, knows that just as well as I do. Um, I work graveyards at Walmart about 24 hours a week so I can watch my kids during the day. And that's me, pretty much. I mean, uh, I've wanted to write a comic book since I was a little kid. Um, but it's never been a priority. I always felt like, oh, it's something that's bound to happen someday, which is a really backwards idea to have in your brain. Um, and my inspirations for my comic book, it's called Little Adventure, and it's about a brother and sister who go out in the wild for the first time. But they're only 5 inches tall, so the wild is a lot bigger to them. Um, and of course, you know, this story is for my son and daughter. I feel like they have a lot of similarities with the two main characters of my story. You know, especially Anne, the little sister in the story. She is fashioned a lot after my little girl. Um, I'm not super great with her hair even yet. I mean, it's been a couple years. Um, so sometimes I'll just let it go. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like I don't feel like wrestling her today to try to get her hair done. It's frustrating for her because it takes me forever. So she's like, "Geez." Um, but yeah, some days I just let it go and I call it her jungle hair because it's super fine and it's just like puffs out everywhere. And I want uh, Anne's hair to be a lot like hers. And I want Anne to have like the same spunk as my little girl. She, she's such a like a little Amazon wild girl sometimes. It's hilarious, but um, I lost my train of thought there because I'm rambling. But I want my story to be cool, and I want my kids to think it's a cool story. I want them to tell their friends, my dad draws cartoons. And the reason I want them to be proud of that is because I want to set an example to them that any crazy idea that they have, they can do it um, in life. That's probably one of the most important things that I want to teach them. And I want to hide a lot of stuff in my comic book that teaches them good values, hopefully. Um, and it's my main inspiration there is my kids. It's, man, inspiration is such a crazy thing. Because even though I feel like I have the strongest inspiration a man could have, that's still not enough for me. It's not like that's what makes me come down here and work every day. Um, there's I feel like there still needs to be that drive inside of you to do something that you love. I mean, this is a childhood dream of mine that's just never been a priority, and it's 100% a priority now. Um, but I want to hear uh, your inspirations, you know, whoever you are. Uh, and if you don't want to talk about that important stuff with me, that's cool. You know, I'm down with that. But maybe think about telling someone close to you about them. Uh, I think it's an important thing. And that bottle that I keep like just shoved down deep, like I keep it capped real tight. So I'm not very good at talking about this sort of stuff. But I hope to get better at it. Uh, I will talk to you guys on day 15. And take it easy.